Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matthew Speamer with Chronicles. I am joined by Tyler Rivera, student at Berklee College. Tyler, thank you for spending a little bit of your afternoon with us. It's appreciated.
Thank you for having me. I'm just very, very happy to be here.
Tyler is a producer slash student at Berklee College. Can you, if you don't mind, tell me a little bit about your experience at Berklee thus far?
Well, it has been quite an experience, if I can say so myself, especially for all the things that and opportunities I have been able to have at Berklee. So that ranges from being able to work in world-class studios and mixing rooms to literally traveling abroad to Valencia, Spain, and their sister campus, and being able to study for a whole semester there and learn about the Spanish culture, and also be able to have some really unique recording opportunities while also being able to broaden my own horizons in terms of my global perspective beyond the United States. So at Berklee, I am a double major student in music production engineering and music therapy. And it's a quite unique combo. At Berklee, you have the liberty to study basically whatever you want to, and then combine it in a double major however you want to. So there are a lot of people who tend to like do music therapy and songwriting because they tend to go hand in hand, or music production engineering and music business because that also tends to play into each other. So I definitely chose a unique path, but music therapy essentially, and I brought a couple books up from my own like collection what I've studied at school. Just wanted to drop a couple of names out here. Basically, it's Dr. Susan Hanser. She is one of the, I have the book right here. It's the new music therapist handbook. It was one of the textbooks and couple books I've just had to just carry over from class to class to class. And it's been quite a resource in terms of understanding what music therapy is. You know, life is very fragile sometimes, and we have to just take it for what it is and be able to enjoy it and find the positives in the situation, which is what a lot of the clients did. And their positive was sometimes that weekly session that we held where we were singing In the Still of the Night by the Five Satins, and even just some patriotic songs like God Bless America or Bring Me Out to the Ball Game. It was a big hit. And the cool thing about that is that we wouldn't only just have them just sit there and perform. Part of music therapy is also the interaction and the contribution from the client. Mm-hmm. So we would hand out percussion instruments like little egg shakers or like maracas or even a tambourine. And that was what my supervisor provided for me. I brought my own guitar so I can like walk around and play with. And some of these clients were very, very engaged, and it was like you can definitely see before coming in, they were very quiet. They had like a little lunch, like snack time beforehand, so they were like definitely like enjoying their meal. They were content, but they definitely were just like displaying like a lower energy level. And then once we put something on that they were enjoying, oh my God, the whole room lit up, and it's just like all these people are like shaking percussion instruments and they're clapping and they're singing along. And that's what honestly the beauty of music therapy can be, is which you can see through very intentional interventions, something beautiful that comes out of it.
How would you describe your sound?
My sound, it's really interesting because it's like if you even look at my title or my Spotify like liked songs, it goes so all over the place. In the sense, and it's not like I'm just saying like, oh, it goes all over the place, and it's like from the Beatles to like Little Pump. It's like sometimes like Andrea Bocelli doing a classical like aria in comparison to Flo Milli and her B flow mix. You know, like it just goes from a wide range. But I would say as an artist that I try to hone in on after just consuming a lot of music throughout the time, and even then there's still so many things I haven't listened to, so many artists, so many albums. I would say like I have a main focus and niche on like R&B, hip-hop, specifically more like trap based sounds. I definitely have like, I can borrow some influences from West Coast rap, excuse me. But it's mainly, I'm still, since I grew up right next to New York City, my parents are from the Bronx, I kind of grew up with that East Coast ingrained. And it's something that like I've noticed that like sometimes even with my sound selections, it takes a little bit of time for me to like get out of where I initially would have an idea for it, just to have just to have something that's new and creative. Because if I just go on autopilot, it would just be kind of the same repetition over and over again. Now that I say that I have that niche, it doesn't mean that it's also blended in with my love of like funk and earlier like hip hop, like freestyle, in the sense like that kind of branched out, like kind of, and I love jazz, and it sounds kind of cliche being like, oh, I went to a jazz school and like I love jazz, but like I really found a deeper reverence for the genre, in the sense that after studying it and learning how a lot of the pioneers were able to draft something that we have cherished and then interpreted and manipulated and turn into like, and then redo and then over and over again. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. And to even study from a place that has such a history in regards to making it more accessible to understand and adapt, it was awesome. So I would say that it's more or less, in summary, my main sounds R&B, hip hop with a blend of funk, jazz, and I would even throw a little bit of disco and freestyle. So
Nice.
for the most part, doesn't mean I can't do other things. Doesn't mean I don't like sometimes letting my hair loose and like banging my head to like pop punk. That doesn't mean that I don't like doing so or like making those styles of music. It's just what my ear tends to gravitate towards too naturally, you know?
Sure, no, you're going with what's organic. So you named several artists that cover a broad spectrum. Who would be the artist that you're most looking forward to working with?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's a really, really good question.
And you can name a couple. I don't want to narrow it down to one. We'll give you a couple.
Like, it would be like absolutely like changing if I could like work with Janelle Monáe. Sure. She's actually from the KC area, which is where I'm currently located.
Nice. Okay.
Like her ability to like cross over like sound, but then also video with like her with dirty computer. It was just astonishing. I would be like honored and flattered and so nice. Excited and anxious. Like I would be like a chihuahua just shaking if I could work with her, you know? But also I would love to work with her as well. And then as we like jump around between those, like between from like the R&B and kind of hip hop realm, like I would also love to just sing a duet with Michael Bublé. Like that's also another weird jumping out, just being like, that's just a weird influence or weird artist to throw in there. But like, yeah, no, I would love to work with him. I grew up listening to him, like, and Frank Sinatra, like his voice is just amazing. And that's just like, even though that's not necessarily an artist I would want to just produce for, it's definitely somebody I would want to work with. If I could produce a song for Snoop Dogg and he digs it, by all means, I would lose. I could die. I can get hit by a car and I'll be happy. You know, like same thing with obviously Jay-Z. I would even Killer Mike too, or Andre 3000. Some of these cats would be awesome, like awesome. To be able to like just be able to show them whatever I was working on. That would just be awesome.
The track that I sent you, which is Time by Hans Zimmer, which is at the end of Inception. You told me that you flipped it. I'm very curious to hear it.
You ready?
Before we get out of here, is there any message you want to share, any words you want to put out there just into the universe?
If you're watching this in terms of looking for some inspiration, don't be bogged down in terms of what you think you may need or don't need. For a very long time before I even invested in some of the equipment I now have, I was just using stock plugins and I just used to layer my sounds. Some Grammy winning records and platinum records are made with stock sounds. What blew my mind the other day, and I think I mentioned it the last time that we spoke, was the song by Usher, "Love in This Club," made with stock sounds on GarageBand with an Apple loop. So like, the potential is there. It's just you like being able to express your creativity. It's just don't be discouraged by just a slight like roadblock. Just move around it. If you can't get to that desired effect, that's okay. Just keep going.